Hey guys, how you doing? This is Malcolm Airbrush Assassin McCray, live broadcasting live from Pollination Station Art Bus. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a full-time artist, author, and speaker. Been doing art for over 20-something years and been an entrepreneur pretty much all my life. So I'm so excited to be able to share my personal journey about how art has saved my life and how I use science, technology, engineering, art, and math, STEAM, to be able to pursue and motivate the world through creativity. So you guys, before we get into it, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a quick video, a little bit about myself and my upbringing, so you guys stay tuned.
How you guys doing? My name is Malcolm McCray, artist, author, entrepreneur. I travel across the country inspiring young people through art and creativity. And I'm here today to be able to share my story about how art saved my life. I just decided to really do a one-on-one interview with you guys so you guys can get a little bit more understanding of who I am before you understand what I do. So my journey started off at a really young age. I was roughly around 8 to 10 years old when I really realized that I wanted to be an artist. And this passion and this commitment and this lifestyle came to me through my father. My father was an art teacher at the Boys and Girls Club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I was raised and born and raised. And not only was my dad an art teacher, he was an art teacher in one of the roughest areas in Milwaukee, the projects, public housing, the hood, the ghetto. My dad was an art teacher there in one of the roughest areas. And in my life now as an adult, as a man, and as somebody who really cares about inspiring the next generation of artists, I realized why it was so important for him to be an art teacher in an area like that. Something small as caring. Like my dad was the first person that really showed me that. Not only caring, but how art can be used to be able to heal and deal with some of the wounds that these young people are dealing with. Because I was that young person. So I remember getting off the bus. And this was like a magical place at my dad's job. This is a place where I could just draw out all of the pain, or I can draw out all of the frustration I was dealing with at a young age. See, my dad and my mom was going through a divorce. And it was really painful for me. And I was trying to figure out, was it my fault? Was it their fault? But for some reason I felt like that this responsibility, this pain, I was causing it. And I can remember dealing with this frustration and this situation deep within inside of myself. And the only way that I can deal with this situation was to be able to draw it out. Because I was that kid. I was the kid in school that was being disrespectful and disruptive in class. And everybody, see guys, at a young age, I was labeled with attention deficit disorder. I was that kid that was in back of the class throwing paper, being disruptive. But an art teacher, somebody came to me that seen something that was bigger than being a disruptive kid, and gave me an opportunity to be able to deal with some of my emotions and some of my pain, and it was only through art. I wouldn't be here to this day if it wasn't for those times in my life. So I'm an 80s baby, born in 1980. And I was still drawing, but I wanted more. I wanted something else. I wanted to take my art form to the next level. I didn't know how to do that. And I remember walking to the mall, through the mall, and I see this guy airbrushing t-shirts. And it was the first time that I had seen street art being put on different surfaces. And instantly I knew that I wanted to do, this is something that I wanted to do, was become an airbrush artist. So I took all of my drawings, I went home, I took all of my drawings, compounded them into like a portfolio as a kid. I didn't know what a portfolio is. I just took all of my little work. And I just remember feeling so prideful. Going up there, you know, showing this guy my work. He starts to go through the papers. And he's taking his time. So, yes, I aced it. It's already in the hole. I knew it. And he totally just destroys and crushes my whole dream by telling me, your work is great, but I just don't really have time to train anybody or babysit anybody's kid. And I'm gonna be honest, I was heartbroken. I mean, it's the first time where I had to really deal with rejection, in my work, and somebody telling me no. And so I had to make a decision. I could move forward on something that I really wanted to do, or give myself excuses to be a victim or a casualty. And let me clear this up. Where I come from is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is one of the most roughest, segregated cities in America. And majority of the people that I grew up with, my friends, we talking about people I graduated high school with. When I go back home, I realized that I was going to be a statistic, because everybody that I really know, I mean, we're talking about 90% of the people that I probably graduated high school with are incarcerated or dead. And it was at that point in time, I really remember thinking that. I really remember thinking that if I didn't follow what my heart and my dreams and my ambitions and my soul was telling me, that I could easily fall into the trap. That's what we call it. We call it the trap. So during that whole transition, I was dealing with a lot too, because here we are, my mom and my dad were broken up. They were going through a divorce, fighting. I'm the oldest out of 5. One of my little sisters has cerebral palsy. So a lot of the pressure was on me as the oldest to be able to watch my brothers and sisters while my mom was at work. My mom sends me to go live with my dad on a plane, packs up all of my stuff, and we go to the airport, and she puts me on the plane to go live with my dad. So my dad comes pick me up from the airport. This is in Columbus, Ohio. This is the furthest I have been from home at this time. My dad picks me up in a cab. I remember pulling up. We pull up, we roll through the hood, we pull up, and it's a big building on the right side. And reality hit. Me, my dad, and my brother lived in an abandoned building for 2 years. No electricity, no heat, no running water. I had to make another decision. Was I gonna go call home and cry, "Mom, we ain't got this, or we ain't got that, this and that," or was I gonna man up? In the African culture, this is called a rites of passage, when you go from boyhood to manhood. And I knew that my dad wasn't gonna send me through anything that I couldn't handle. And I remember that night asking my father, "What happened?" And my dad told me, "This is life, son. This is what you gotta go through sometimes, the ups and the downs." On this mission, what I did bring with me is I brought my airbrush, my art materials, and maybe just some clothes. And even though the building was abandoned, people didn't know we lived there, but it was a bus stop, so people would be sitting on the stairs. And my dad was like, "Well, won't you just set up an easel on the stairs, and while they sitting there, they can start buying your shirts." As we were homeless, me, my father, and my brother had one vision and one dream. And that was to be able to create a business where we lived upstairs from our shop, and downstairs we ran a family-oriented business. That was our number one dream. When we would sleep on this cot at night, we would look up into the ceiling, and that was our vision and our dream. I just remember that somebody was knocking on the door. We didn't have a phone. And it was one of the employees that worked at the corner store that my dad worked at. So he's coming to get my dad. My dad goes down, leaves for a couple hours. He comes back and tells me and my brother that my mom is in the hospital. And she had a blood clog in her lung. So of course we're like, okay, well, she's gonna be all right. And the reality is my mom died. And immediately we hopped on the plane to get to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to take care of the girls. I got 3 little sisters. We get there, and I had to make another decision. Was I going to continue on with my vision? At 17 years old, I created a business called Showtime Wild Image, where me, my dad, and my brother found this building where we had a storefront downstairs and living quarters upstairs. At 17 years old, I created this business where we was making over $150,000 a year off of doing airbrush and screen printing. But it was a catch. 90% of the work that I was doing was built around memorial t-shirts, death shirts. For you guys who don't know what that is, in a black and a Latino community, we have a thing where we do these t-shirts where we take photos, print them out on a t-shirt, and we have these memorial sayings in loving memory, my cousin, my homie, my little brother, different things like that. So here I am, a young creative guy. I was making a lot of money, but something wasn't right. I was spending 90% of my business, 90% of my time dealing with death. I had to realize that my whole goal, my whole nature was built around art and creativity, which is an uplifting spirit. I had to make a decision. I knew what it meant to have money on that aspect of it. But I didn't know what true success was. So I made an oath with God to focus in on living, creating, and inspiring. So I travel across the country, inspiring young people all across the country, showing them how to be able to take something as simple as a tool, an airbrush, to give them hope and inspiration and creativity. Showing them how to be able to take that balance that I didn't have at that time and apply that to real life success. So what I do is I use these different tools: hip hop, humanity, history, to be able to incorporate these different tools together to make that connection with these young people. Because guess what? We're losing the next generation of creative professionals. Not because of the schools, not because of parents, because we aren't teaching our children to dream. To dream.
Hey guys, we are back. What do you guys think about that incredible video? Incredible, right? Yeah, I really enjoyed focusing in on using my personal testimony to be able to help and inspire you guys as well. So the next thing that I want to kind of really focus in on is there are three basic strategies, three basic tools that I use in my everyday life that pretty much helps me to stay focused, and I want to go ahead and share that. So the first one is to live. To live is built around, we all got to live, right? We got to always have a financial reason to be able to make sure that we keep pushing forward in responsibilities. So I got to be able to make sure that I'm living life, making sure that I'm staying sustainable through my businesses and so on. So to live, and then is to create. So I'm always having to be able to make sure that I balance out my schedule and my time with just creating incredible art. Creativity is a part of who I am. It's a part of what makes me tick. So I have to be able to create. If not daily, I try to create every day, something daily, right? The last thing is to inspire, right? As a author, a speaker, I'm an educator, a big brother, a mentor. I'm always inspiring people. I think that's just part of who I am. I always really like to focus in on making sure that the things that I do in life, I hold myself accountable, that I'm doing the best that I can be able to be a great mentor and to be a great representation of greatness in the world, right? So to live, to create, to inspire are three principles that I live my life by. So think about some principles that you can live your life by. And real quick, guys, here's another quick video called the LCI To Live, To Create, To Inspire documentary, where we go into schools and work with young people just like you all over the country. Check this video out.
So tell me about it again. Tell me about what it means.
It's like AMPM. That's like the store I work, like I go to and stuff like that. Like that right there. That's like a dead body because I've been seeing people get shot in my neighborhood.
Our essay is about the parents too. Mr. Coleman and Mr. Brooks challenged me to look at my past and also where I see myself in the future. Coleman asked us to imagine if we were given a magical hammer.
So this one right here was one of our kids who did it,
and he was battling the street life, and you know, his hammer was representing, you know, money, his degree, you know, dealing with the police and stuff like that, and he wants to be known as a legend, but he feel like the street life is calling him. So the things that's always in his hands is respect and loyalty. That's what matters to him, and keeping it 100. But he also know that this is OTG, that means the gang that he's from.
Oh, okay.
You know, so he's battling with that, and this is kind of what he's been taught. Like his life is like a dice roll, like whatever happens, happens.
Right.
You know, so this is where the roles he continue to go up and down, up and down. So that's what his hammer been known
And he got
for.
the puzzle.
Yeah, trying to put his life together. Yeah.
Sparks fly, let the sparks fly. You can see it in my eyes. Do it for the love, I can tell you no lies. When we blowing up like the 4th of July, let the sparks fly, let the sparks fly.
Eyes up here! Headphones out, phones off, which they already should be. This is a special opportunity that we have. Mr. McCray has come here first. He travels all over the world. If you have not gone to his YouTube page yet, you need to. He has wrote books. He is an artist, obviously. And he has come here to present for Central Academy. So please, eyes up, heads up, phones off. Because he is awesome, excited, entertaining, and he's all yours.
Art is important to young people.
Just a chance to create, like you told the kids out in the hallway, just to express yourself. I can express myself in a lot of different ways. Some of those ways aren't good, or healthy, or appropriate. Whereas with art, unless I'm putting out some images that are really vulgar or something that have a chance to offend folks, especially in a public school environment, I can almost do anything I want to do.
I've been talking to everybody, and people got different mixed perspectives of going to the normal Cape Central to being here. So put your hand up if you just like to be here.
Blood, some of the homies locked up, some of the homies doing drugs, some of the homies slang drugs, some of the homies dead and gone. A lot of homies got left, I was doing right and they was doing wrong. I had to find a way out.
Y'all was up high, right? We had a great time, but I had to bring y'all down a little bit. And the reason I had to bring y'all down because I want to stress to you guys how serious life is, how serious time is. You got 24 hours in a day. You got 24 hours in a day. And your success is going to be built around how you use your 24 hours.
Like, that's where I'm from, that's St. Louis. Yeah, I got my heart in the cage, and the heart is blue, because like, cold-hearted, and then like the blood coming down from it.
What's this piece right
here? Dude, like, it's like, you know how people like, it be good people coming from St. Louis that rap and stuff.
Right.
Like, he got headphones in, you can't see the headphones.
Okay.
Like, you got my hoodie on, because I always got my hoodie on.
Sometimes in life, in the decisions that you guys are making, you can't do it for yourself. Sometimes it's just so hard that you can't figure out a way to succeed. So you gotta find other people in your life. I had to look at my brothers and sisters. This is my little sister. Her name is A.R.T. She had cerebral palsy when she was 2 years old. Her name means God loves me. She died 2 years ago. See, life moves fast. Sometimes you guys think that you got all the time in the world. My sister was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when she was 2 years old. They told her, my dad, that she wasn't going to be able to live past 5. She died, she was able to live to 32 years old. So what I use her as is a tool for momentum, motivation. She couldn't speak, she couldn't walk, she couldn't eat. We fed her, we took care of her, because I couldn't do it for myself. I had to do it for somebody else. So at times, when you're going through hardships in life, when you're going through pain, when you're having problems, when you don't feel like nobody understands, when you're trying to figure out a reason or why they keep pushing you forward, you got to think about some of the other people that love you.
The pieces have to be inspirational pieces to uplift the spirit. the stories are great, but the pieces have to be uplifting, you know what I mean? And to help them reboot, you know, subconsciously that they seeing these certain images and so on. So I would love to be able to do something with, that could be the project, because I was talking to the principal about an art project that can be unified, that can help bring the kids together to where they feel like they're a part of it, and not just, oh, we had an artist come in and do something pretty.
I want one more.
Any more leaders out here?
We got a leader right here. We got a leader right here. And you. Stand on up. Tell me who you are. Come down. You gonna take the phone? All right. What do you want? No, this is what we want. There we go. Right here. Tell me who you are.
I'm Colin, and I guess my biggest story, I was in rehab about a year ago.
Okay.
And I got in there, and like, everybody was all rambunctious, bad, real bad. And I think that I stepped up and realized that I needed to change. And all them boys in there seemed to follow my lead. Like, I mean, I've even gotten a call from like some of the techs down there that are like, after you left, it seems that we can't even as well keep them in line. Like, I just feel like I really stepped up.
Oh man, awesome. Give them a round of applause.
I tell him, hey, I bet you if I could pull $100 out of my pocket and lay it on this table and challenge you to draw this or that, all of a sudden you Vincent Van Gogh.
Why
boom,
is that?
boom, boom.
Why is
Because
that?
you're motivated. Because you're motivated.
Why is that?
All of us human beings, young or old, motivation is a key in our life.
So another thing that we're working on, like I told y'all, is summer programming. The thing that we realize is that y'all need resources. First of all, let me apologize for the lack of resources, because you guys don't have enough resources here to keep y'all going, to keep y'all creatively inspired. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our own resources. This summer, we got an organization we put together called Pollination, where we're gonna be doing summer programming with you guys, showing you how to be able to use hip hop, art, creativity, and showing you guys how to make some money. We wanna make some money this summer. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey! 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 I'm glad I got all the credit.
I ain't no pastor or apostle, so I ain't come here to preach. I just came to teach. Tell you if you got a dream and stretch your arms and reach, you can make it if you really want it. But you ain't gotta flaunt it. Be meek and be humble. Be a lion, be the king of the jungle. Be whatever you wanna be. Step and try not to stumble. Life is just a game. If you ain't doing what you wanna do, then you the only one you can blame. But we all the same. We all make mistakes. At the end of the day, we just trying to be great. Yeah, we just trying to be great. Nothing less.
All right, so Malcolm, I just want to thank you for coming up today. I think the biggest nugget that I took away from it was just the kid involvement. Like, I never seen so many diverse, so many from our 6th graders all the way up to our 12th graders so involved. And when you passed out those sign-up sheets, everybody wanted one, everybody wanted a picture. So that tells me that you really impacted our students. So I'm just so grateful that you touched their heart and that you planted a seed that allows them to be successful. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for not only sharing your story, because a lot of people come here, they share their stories, but you gave our kids a future. You gave our kids job opportunities. You gave our kids mentorship, and you're willing to actually not only pour into them, but feed them as well. So once again, I thank you for the summer program that you allowing our kids to take part in. Thank you for the artwork. I just love everything you do. Just continue to be a blessing to our children. We appreciate it. If you need anything from Cape Central or me or anybody here, you just let us know. We appreciate everything you do. Thank you for sharing us your story.
Hi, my name is Makita Miles, and I enjoyed Mr. Malcolm's presentation today. I go to Central Academy, and this is one of the artworks he gave me. It's very lovely. And the presentation taught me a lot today. It taught me a lot about my peers, and he showed a lot of encouraging things today, and it really helped me with my career that I want to show and do things more. And I just really enjoyed the presentation.
Coming to you live from Central Academy here in Southeast Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri in particular. I'm Lawrence Brookins Jr., art instructor at our school here at Central Academy. You would be crazy not to invite Malcolm McCray to your school to visit with your student body and staff. Malcolm just did a wonderful presentation for our group here at Central Academy. Kids were spellbound, literally. They were enthusiastic. He was enthusiastic, and they fed off of his energy. So I highly recommend you bring him there to your school. with art to inspire.
Hi, I'm Nancy Scheller, and I'm the principal at Central Academy, an alternative school in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And Malcolm came to our school today and presented. The students were phenomenal. He held their interest for over an hour, talked about leadership, and really encouraged them. He is not a one and done. He will come back again. I would highly recommend having Malcolm in your school.
What I want to do, guys, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Did y'all enjoy yourselves? Yes! Did y'all enjoy yourselves? Instead of being out here slanging dope, we were slanging t-shirts. While everybody else was out here going to the club and partying, we was making everybody at the club look good. If your clique and your people around you ain't on the ground with you, they need to be out. You don't have time. You don't have a lot of time to waste.
Make it, I can't even fake it. Know who I am and what I'm about. I'm trying to buy my mama a house and buy some land. Since real estate is in demand, for real, I got a plan. I've been trying to execute it. This one goes out to everybody that said I couldn't do it. I just wanna ball and cycle, hit the mall with my dogs. Yeah, I just wanna ball. Yeah, I just wanna ball, get everything I really want. Cause we've been working hard. Yeah, so hard. Feel like we deserve it all. That's why I just wanna ball. Yeah, I just wanna ball. Yeah, I just wanna ball. Yeah, I just wanna ball. Just wanna ball.
Man, that video was pretty cool, right? That's one of my favorites. So, real quick, guys, I want to also show you another project. As an artist, I consider myself an activist as well. So, I use my art as a tool to be able to bring inspiration, to be able to heal communities. Here's a video of a project that I just finished up with AT&T, a Unity community art mural that I did in St. Louis. Check out this video, guys, and thank you for your incredible attention and your incredible support.